I wasn't supposed to find that room. According to the landlord, it didn't exist, but I have photos of it, and what's worse, there's someone in those photos, someone who wasn't there when I took them. I had just moved into a cheap apartment because, honestly, I couldn't afford anything better. It was one of those old buildings, thin walls, flickering hallway lights, the kind of place where you just expect something to feel off. But at first, nothing weird happened, like at all, which almost made it worse later. The apartment itself was small, one bedroom, tiny kitchen, and a living room with this huge, ugly wardrobe that the landlord said I couldn't move. That should have been my first red flag, but I didn't question it. I mean, it was heavy, old, probably just didn't want me scratching the floor or something. So I left it. Days went by. Work, sleep, repeat. Until about the fifth night, that's when I heard it. A knock, not from the door, from inside the apartment, specifically from behind the wardrobe. 3 slow knocks, knock, knock, knock. I froze, because there was nothing behind it, like nothing, just a wall. I even checked when I moved in, but that night I just stood there staring at it, trying to convince myself it was pipes or neighbors or anything else. Then it happened again. Knock, knock, knock. Closer this time. I didn't sleep that night. Next morning, I tried to laugh it off. Old building noises, right? But when I got home from work, the wardrobe door was slightly open, just a crack, and I knew I had closed it. So I did what any rational person would do. I told myself it was nothing, and then slowly walked over to it anyway. The air felt colder the closer I got, like noticeably colder. I grabbed the handle and pulled it open. There was no back wall. Instead, there was a narrow, dark hallway. I'm not joking. A hallway that absolutely was not there before. It was too deep to be part of my apartment layout. It didn't make any sense, and it smelled like damp wood and something older, rotting almost. I just stood there for a long time, trying to process how a hallway could exist where a wall should be. Eventually, I did the dumbest thing possible. I stepped inside. It was tight, like barely shoulder width. The walls were rough, unfinished wood. The floor creaked with every step. And the deeper I went, the quieter everything got, like the rest of the world just faded out. No traffic, no neighbors, nothing, just my breathing. And then I heard it again. Knock, knock, knock. But this time, it was coming from the end of the hallway. There was a door at the end, old, wooden, slightly cracked, and something about it made my chest feel heavy, like I shouldn't open it. Like every instinct I had was screaming at me to turn around. But I didn't. Of course I didn't. I reached out and pushed it open. Inside was a small room, bare, except for a chair in the center, and on that chair was a camera, pointed directly at the door, at me. I remember thinking, okay, this is a prank, like maybe the landlord set this up or something, but that didn't explain the hallway, or how it wasn't there before. Still, I picked up the camera. It was old, heavy, not digital, like one of those that stores photos internally. There was a small screen, and when I turned it on, it already had pictures saved. The first photo was of the room, empty. Second photo, same room. But the chair was slightly turned. Third photo, the chair was facing the door. Fourth photo, someone was sitting in it. I swear to you, I dropped the camera because the person in the chair looked exactly like me. Same clothes, same face, same expression, just sitting there, staring straight at the camera. I backed out of the room, fast, heart pounding, hands shaking. I didn't even think. I just ran down the hallway back into my apartment and slammed the wardrobe shut. I didn't open it again that night, or the next. I tried to rationalize it. Stress, hallucination, maybe I fell asleep and dreamed it. But then I checked my phone and remembered something. Before I left the room, I took a picture. I opened my gallery. There it was, the room, the chair, the camera, everything. So it was real. It had to be. But something was different. In my photo, the chair wasn't empty. Someone was sitting in it. It wasn't obvious at first, because they were sitting still. Head slightly tilted down. But when I zoomed in, I saw the face. It was me. But not like a reflection, not like a duplicate. This version of me looked wrong. Eyes too dark, smile too wide, like it was trying to pretend to be me. I moved out the next day, Didn't even pack everything, just left. I went back once with a friend to grab the rest of my stuff, and I showed him the wardrobe, opened it. There was no hallway, just a wall, solid, normal, exactly how it should be. But here's the part I still can't explain. Last week, I checked that photo again, and now the thing sitting in the chair isn't looking at the camera anymore. It's looking straight at me,